How are we doing, everybody? Welcome to Russell Heritage Golf. Today we are talking about the golf swing in 2 moves. This is very much ideal for anybody out there who's been watching the channel, but maybe also very applicable to beginner golfers that are getting into the game. The 2 moves, we're going to be talking about the posture, and we're also going to be talking about a single movement of the relationship between the lead arm and your shoulder in terms of how it's going to shape and define your golf swing. So there's 2 components to this. To be able to swing the golf club, should we say, on an arc, just easily, visually portrayed in terms of swinging it around your body, you need a posture. And you would need your spine angle, anything from kind of almost perpendicular to the shaft angle to standing more vertical if you wanted. But what you don't want to do in your golf swing is there's absolutely no advantageous benefit to standing up, right? So the first thing is that what you need to do, let me hold the club, George, as well for a moment, is that if you adopt your posture for us and place your hands kind of around your belly button region. Good. Now, from belly button down through to your pelvis is basically just one solid unit. So you want to imagine that all of this is just basically entwined. And I would just suggest that you do a few swings where you turn your body, and as you can see with George, keep doing that slowly for us. You can see the way that he keeps the hands very much pointing down towards the ground on the way back and on the way through. So at no point is he moving in a horizontal fashion like so. That's the first thing. If you can keep the pelvis downward facing and you can rotate, as George is demonstrating here, 1, that's going to facilitate your ability to swing the club on plane, and 2, this is going to help you get the feeling of how to turn in posture and start to get the correct sense of how to put pressure in towards the ground. So this very simple exercise that George is demonstrating is basically encouraging him to turn, but because he's keeping the pelvis downward facing, it's also encouraging him to get the feeling of putting weight pressure underneath his trail foot, back in towards his lead foot, while still staying very, very centralized whilst doing this movement. So that's most definitely the first thing. The second question would therefore be, if you were trying to get a really nice looking golf swing just with another movement, would be to understand, George, if you put your right hand behind your back for us, the relationship of the lead arm relative to the lead shoulder. So the first thing that I'd ask George to do now is get the lead shoulder in the backswing underneath his chin, again in a rotational manner. And as he's doing this, and this will obviously be quite heavy, so if you want to at home, if you want to do it that way round, just to take the weight out of the club, this will make life a lot easier for you. Now, as he's doing this, then the question would be, try and keep the lead arm straight and lift it as high as you can up in the air. Good. Now, because what we can see now is that he's still keeping his pelvis downward facing, but as he's lifting his arm up in the air, you can see the way that this starts to induce an element of extension of the spine to help him gain leverage, just doing it lead arm only. The other thing that's also naturally happening with this exercise is that his left arm, if you just start from address for us, as he holds the club, is naturally tilted in. So as he swings up towards the top again and pauses, basically this is helping him keep the club on plane. So this exercise so far is working out really well because he's spent some time understanding how to put pressure in towards the ground, and now he's just letting that shoulder get underneath his chin, which is helping him rotate. And we're starting to see the way that it would help you understand how to stay in plane, understand the feelings in the correct backswing position. Very, very important, worthwhile doing for beginner golfers. This next bit is 100% worth doing for every golfer, the through swing. Now, basically what you want to do in the through swing is keep the shoulder. So if you demonstrate the backswing again and then come through, George, into that through swing position, you want that lead shoulder to keep going. So keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Yeah, loads of amateur golfers get stuck here. Yeah, they get stuck in this sort of position. And what you want to do is keep retracting that lead shoulder blade back behind your head as far as it will go. And then what you'll start to see is that, similar to George's footwork, the way that everything starts to face towards the target, his trail ankle starts to roll over. And then what I'd like you to do is just hold that finished position again for us. Good. And then that would basically be, a very good, a strong position to try and get yourself into. So how do you do the golf swing in 2 moves? Well, fundamentally, those are the 2 most important components of the golf swing. The ability to stay in posture is absolutely pivotal to your success. And also understanding how the lead arm's going to work out in space is a really important feature as well. So hopefully you enjoy the video. It's definitely a worthwhile exercise. Most definitely what I'd suggest that beginner golfers get into the habit of doing, because it will just give you a strong feeling for the sort of positions you should be emulating in a golf swing. Hopefully enjoy the video. Always appreciate a thumbs up and a like. Remember, it's absolutely free to press that subscribe button. If you're going to do so, you might as well press the little bell icon, because that means you receive notifications every time a new video comes out. catch up with you soon.